Yes, yes, people. We are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another edition of the ManDem United podcast, where we discuss all things Manchester United. The major news has just broken the last 30 minutes to an hour. VIKTOR GYOKERES, people. Manchester United have made an approach for VIKTOR GYOKERES. So I know the vast majority of the questions and the conversation will be surrounding that as well. Manchester United still in from Mbeumo from Brentford also, but with Thomas Frank heading to Tottenham Hotspur, could Tottenham Hotspur come back in for Mbeumo now? And in regards to outgoings, Alejandro Garnacho linked with a move away from United. It came out a few days ago that both the player and the club have decided he will leave, and both Chelsea and Arsenal linked with him today. So we'll be discussing all those things. Please keep all your comments or your questions Manchester United related. Big up to everyone who joined over from the raid from Troops. Shout out to the OG Troops. Make sure whether you was here from the raid or you was here already, or you're watching this back after, hit the like button on the video. So important you do that. There's over 300 people watching right now, people. So please make sure when you enter the city of sarcasm, pay the tax, hit the like button. Let's run up the likes. Share this out across all the socials as well. We want to get as many people in there as possible. It's transfer season. That's me, Flawless, at Sarcasm City TV on Twitter and Instagram. Retweet and like on Twitter/X. Make sure you share from the Instagram as well. And just as important, even though we hit 15K, it's rolled to 16,000 subscribers. Hit that subscriber button, people. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. And on top of that, go subscribe to the Clips channel as well. I've just added the link into the title. Sarcasm City TV Clips, people. Sarcasm City TV Clips. I will start the best questions, but if you want to make sure we get to your questions, super chat, people, and I'll get to it. Don't worry about that. And also on top of that, link is in the pinned comment for the membership as well. Many great perks there. But big up to Certified, big up the OG Bajan Pops. Make sure you subscribe to Bajan Reds TV. Kingsman, Benedict, Sai, AJB, big up to you as well. Let's see what else. Shout out to Sai, who's been kind enough to drop some information in regards to Mbeumo. Also, Godfrey, big up. But yeah, this GYOKERES news is crazy. Absolute crazy. I'm just scrolling down. Chinlu, big up. Hope you're blessed as well. Oh yeah, news in regards to Rasmus Højlund too. Love that. Love that. Dazzle, big up. Shout out my nephew in the cut also. Love this. Big up Dal hating already, but shout out to Orion Good says, no, VIKTOR wants the Arsenal. Hey, Arsenal make the approach, man. Seems you lot want Sesko. Big up to Like Mike for the super chat. Appreciate it. The man's got the legend that is Ronaldo in the legendary Inter Milan kit as well. Flawless, a lot of fans on Twitter saying GYOKERES is Højlund 2.0. This is true. Is this true? From what I've watched, no. I'm not going to lie. Have I watched GYOKERES week in, week out? No. Have I watched him on a regular basis? No. But when I have watched him in games, when I've watched him in highlights, one thing he can do one thing he does that is vastly different to Højlund: goals. Look at his goal return. His goal return speaks for itself. That man knows where the back of the net is. That is one thing. Also, great pace, great movement also. So the football IQ is there. So do I think he's Højlund 2.0? No. I really, really don't think he's Højlund 2.0. Just the goals alone and just watching a couple clips will tell you vastly, vastly different. I'm over the moon about it, to be honest. Never expected it. Hopefully we can get the deal done. Big up to Studer as well, man. Shout out to you each and every time as well. Let me go to the GYOKERES news. Let me go there. Actually, before I do that, man, let me bring in, brother from the best coast, which is the West Coast. One of the most, not only one of the most hilarious content creators I have the pleasure of working with, one of the most underrated footballing minds as well. But you lot are going to catch on soon. My like Eddie is in the building. Yes, Eddie, what are you saying, fam? You good?
What up, though? My dog.
What are you saying, man? You good?
Brother, we won. We won. It is a mass exodus of the scrubs.
Yes.
And we are watching our football team transform one day at a time. It's a beautiful feeling, man. How you doing, though?
Yeah, man, I'm blessed, fam. I'm blessed. Are you blessed over there? Because I don't know. Are you back in LA? Is everything good over there? You good?
Oh, no. LA on fire. I'm in the Bay, though. So I ain't got to worry about that. I ain't got to worry about that. But yeah, shout out to them, man. Shout out to them.
Everyone who's in LA, I hope you're safe. To anyone watching, hope everybody's blessed and safe over there. But you mentioned it there, man, a mass exodus of the scrubs. And this Gyökeres news only just recently dropped as well. As Sai has been kind enough to put here, breaking. Manchester United have made an initial approach for sporting striker VIKTOR Gyökeres through intermediaries. United are exploring the conditions of potential deal with Ruben Amorim, a big admirer of Gyökeres, and that's from at Sky Sports Chef. So it is a very, very reliable source. Thoughts on this, Eddie? VIKTOR Gyökeres, talk to me.
Just wow. Real wow. It's like, it don't matter. It don't matter what. It's crazy to me. From the Cunha news to the Mbeumo news to now this, I'm in disbelief. I really am. No Champions League football, and we still got pulled like this. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's refreshing, bro, because Ruben, let's just say he coached some bullshit. But one thing that can save a coach from himself is an effective attack.
True.
If you're able to get goals, it covers up a lot of flaws in your game. We've seen this with Ollie, right? Like Ollie had some of the most talented 11s we've ever seen in a long time for United, and they could just score. They just score goals. And so yeah, I'm here for it, man. That front three needs a transformation. We've talked about it now. I am a bit, and not really, but it's just a question more than anything is those like an Mbeumo, Cunha, Gyökeres front three does not scream a whole bunch of, let me say like passing, right? It just doesn't. And I think it's okay. So it'll just be interesting to see how they create for one another. Because it's not a strength of theirs, but they can do it.
Yes.
And yeah, the more the merrier, bro. Like we need a total just new haul of attackers. I don't know what this means for Kabi or how the manager sees him, if he sees him as an attacker.
Manager, though, he ain't playing. Under this manager, he's not playing. Point blank.
Yeah.
And the manager don't rate him.
And I've seen stuff about him getting a contract, and I'm just like, for what?
You know why? Because he gonna outlast the manager. That's why.
Yeah, probably.
That's what it is. Because you can't have someone like Maino leave out the door, and it's not even like a manager who is under a manager who's been successful. The manager has been super successful. I hear it, but it's not. I don't see it happening. But you mentioned it there about the front three with Gyökeres, Mbeumo, and Cunha. Let's say that is the front three, even though it's not all intricate and like tiki-taka and giving goals. I just think they create for each other on accident, especially with the 210s you have, because they can go past players. When you have Cunha and Mbeumo, they're 210s who are it's not really them playing through balls, even though they're capable, because they both can get assists. They're going past, man. They're picking up the ball and they're driving and they're going past players, which create space because they can all run off the ball. That's one thing I like about this front three. It's super athletic. It's super fluid. And Mbeumo can go left. Cunha can go right. Gyökeres can run the channels. Both the 210s can drop in. Fluid, athleticism. And I think it can work against anyone against any tactical setup. So if you're dominating the ball and you're playing a low block, that breaks down a low block. You know why? Because you have 210s who can go past players. So it creates. Cunha can pick up the ball. We've watched him. Cunha. I watched a comp, and someone was like, Cunha's been aiming for this move for time now, because every time he plays against us, he balls out, and it was just Cunha just going past our players. And Mbeumo's the same. And then you got Gyökeres, who might not do that with the ball at his feet, but just running, because he's quick. He's a willing runner, and he knows where the goal is, as his goal scoring record tells you. So if you're playing a low block, cool. And then even better, we're counter attacking with that, Eddie. Imagine it's those three on the break.
Yeah. Not that's one aspect that I'm not even scared about, them guys on the counter is dangerous. Runners, power, yeah, just it's a man. I mean, I have questions, right? But
Well,
as far as the talent level is crazy.
exactly.
Gyökeres looks like a natural goal scorer. Like,
Mhm.
in a sense, he reminds me a lot of Cavani.
Okay.
The way he's dangerous and in the box, and he just needs to have the confidence to pull the trigger, and a lot of times it's going into the back of the net. So he's a natural striker.
Yes.
He's not one of these guys where you think, oh, he might have played in the midfield. No, he
Nah,
was
he's a
he was
striker.
born for the striker role.
Yes.
And Cunha and although yeah, you think about it, like they Cunha is probably the most skilled,
Yes. I
but
would say so.
Emblemo and Gyökeres offer the type of pace and power that we've been looking for in those positions
Yes.
that we've needed, with the level of technical ability
Yes.
that's decent enough for the Prem. You know,
Facts.
um,
That's what I really like about two of the front three is we don't have to worry about man settling into the league and settling into a new country.
yeah,
Gyökeres is the only one.
yeah.
With them
Gyökeres, are,
Buemo and Cunha, you don't have to worry about that whatsoever. And also, man, we've been screaming out for athleticism. We need that, especially
yeah,
with Embremo. That's just what raw that Wakandan power I've been asking for.
man,
Bring
it's
me that.
crazy, and it's gonna be
Bring
on
me
my
that.
team. It's gonna be on my team.
Big up Sheik as well.
Yo, big up, guys.
Shout out
Big up
my
Sheik.
dog Sheik, man.
You
How you
dig
guys
Sheik,
doing,
yeah?
man? Yeah,
Cool,
bro,
cool.
doing great. Yesterday was chill. Successful hate watch for Tyrese Halliburton.
Oh yeah.
Ronaldo won. Ronaldo won, so that's good. Bruno stunk it out again, so that's nothing new. And yeah, man, it is what it is. So we here. But yeah,
Yeah, most definitely.
Garnacho. All
Oh, we gonna
right.
get to that. We gonna get to that. Don't worry about that. Go on, Eddie. Carry on.
I just gotta say, dog, like that shit took me back to like 13. Ronaldo yesterday.
Mm.
That shit was just, I don't know, man. For it to mean as much as it does to him at this point in life, still, that's what I think makes him unique.
Mm.
Like, he didn't play well at all. His it is his mind is one thing, but his body is another. His body
Yeah.
just won't let him perform at the level he's used to. He just can't. But somehow, some way, he gets that fucking finish.
Yeah, like first
Somehow,
half
some
he
way,
was
bro.
terrible. First half he was terrible, but then even that goal that he scored, all he did was he just bitched Cucurella at the back post. That's all he
That's
did.
it.
That's literally all he did.
It's crazy, bro.
But great
And
game though. It was a good
great.
game.
And then Nuno Mendes. Holy fuck.
I'm smoking.
Bro, man.
To-
Yeah, like it's tough because we were linked with him. But you guys remember before we signed
yeah.
Dorgu, it's so
Yeah.
tough because we were linked with him, man. And there were injury issues and stuff. I remember that was like the big topic of when, we were linked with Nuno Mendes. But boy, like I just say this, he's the best left back in the world currently at the moment. There's no one better than him right now, man. Like pace and power, all ends of the field. Don't matter when he has to do his defensive duties, he'll do his defensive duties. When he has to go forward, when he goes forward, the times when he picks up the ball and just drives with confidence. Like there was a chance, I think, towards the end of the game where I kept saying, like, because I did a watch along, I kept saying like you should shoot because you literally did that for the first goal that you scored. You drove, you picked up the ball at the edge of the box, you drove a little bit and you took the shot and it was a goal. And even just for the assist, there were a couple of times where he could have had 2 assists and a goal yesterday. He ended up only getting like 1 assist and a goal. So I mean, great performance from him, but yeah, that guy's a baller, man. Like, and then for PSG as well, like whatever he did with PSG as well, like it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy, man.
Yeah,
Are you saying no? Go on, Eddie. We'll
he's
carry on
at
with you. The
like if
Yokeres
there
thing.
was because those fuck boys in blue took grinders from me and Cherokee and that dream. If he ever could make it over here, it would probably won't ever happen. But just what a performance yesterday, bro. From the goal, the penalty, the activity, bro was on smoke, and it was dope to see. But yeah, go ahead, Cook Chick. I'm gonna be right back. I just gotta
Yeah,
check.
no stress. Hey, Sheik, for
Yeah.
thoughts on the Yokeres news. So I'm not sure if you're up to date. I presume that you are, but yeah, here it is. United have made an initial approach for Sporting striker Viktor Gyökeres through intermediaries. United are exploring the conditions of a potential deal with Ruben Amorim, a big admirer of Gyökeres, and that's from at Sky Sports _chef. So Sky Sports, obviously a very, very reliable source.
Yeah.
Thoughts on it?
I mean, like first I'll just before I speak on the player, of course, I'll just say again, like 2 strikers are important. I still think we need to get 2 strikers, like regardless if it's just him or if it's someone else. Because I know there's been a lot of like, I guess you could say a little bit of like a civil war between Mateta and Gyökeres, and I don't mind either. Like Mateta, yeah, he's the more prem proven one who has been scoring goals, left and right last season, even the season before that. He does also add that physicality that you do need up front, that eye of goal, all that type of stuff. But same thing for Gyökeres. Yeah, Gyökeres will be slightly more expensive in terms of how much we might pay for his weekly wages and all of those type of things. But 2 strikers are important. Go out there and get Mateta and Gyökeres. What's wrong with that? Like, go out and get both of them, because I think it's very much necessary. One thing I think we don't talk about a lot, Flawless, is that Mbeumo will miss because of AFCON. So AFCON is this year. So we will miss someone like Mbeumo. Amad Diallo, if he gets, selected for his team, he's going to also be missing those games. So that's something that I think we do need to think about. And again, the only reason I'm saying this is because I don't want an opportunity for any of these other scrubs to be playing. And it's as simple as that. And I don't want, Hoyland to be back into the team. And I'm sure we're going to discuss his comments and all the stuff that he was saying as well. But I just don't want any of these guys to, be given a consistent run of games, because we've seen what happens when you give them a consistent run of games. So it's more so like, look, Gyökeres, like his GNA record, I mean, in the past 2 seasons itself, you can't really argue against it. He's been I think he's gone up against, oh yeah, big up Jez every single time. He's gone up against, he's played some Prem teams as well. I remember they played Manchester City in the Champions League, and I think he ended up scoring. Yeah, he scored a pen, but I think he ended up scoring even an open play goal too. And he was a problem for their defenders. And just, the type of player that he is, the profile that he is, someone who can, I think, create goals for himself. I think you put him in that front 3 of Mbeumo and Cunha, if we end up getting Mbeumo, bro, it's gonna obviously lift our attack to levels, bro. Because I'm just pre-pause, I'm excited, bro. I really am. I don't know how to say this, because we've been used to seeing this a front 3 of Mount and Garnacho and Hoyland and all these different scrubs in our team for the past couple of seasons, at least this past season. And we're now gonna at least see some sort of I'm just being nice, but we're gonna see a competent level of attack, an attack where you can be okay, if I do need, one of these guys to do, some sort of just to raise the level up in terms of in a game where we need you to step up, we need you to get a goal, we need you to do all these type of things. I think all 3 of them combined can do that. And if just looking at, GNA for the 2 guys on the wings, if we do play them, Mbeumo and Cunha, in the Premier League, I think they have around 35 goals between them in last season. So it's yeah, and we scored 44 as a team. So it's our attack is scoring if those 2 guys, and I'm not saying, they're going to replicate the same numbers and it's going to be difficult and it's a whole different setting. And I get that the pressure is going to get to them, all of those type of things. But you put that attack and you put, Gyökeres as a striker too. I think him coming into the team will take a little weight off of him as well, because you're playing around, good players in that front 3 as well. So it's the goals can be shared between all 3 of them. The GNA can be shared between all 3 of them. And bro, who would not say no to an attack like this, unless it's a Liverpool or these top teams? I think majority of the teams would take this front 3. I think majority of the teams would.
It's right up there as an attacking unit. It's right up there with the best in the Premier League.
That's what I'm
Obviously, it's not
saying.
happening, but let's talk hypothetically. If it is the front
Yeah.
three, it's right up there.
So it's like, and then you have Are we good?
Yeah, it's me. Go on.
Oh
You're
no,
back.
you're good.
Go on, go on.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
me.
So yeah, like Xerxes, I know someone just mentioned Xerxes in the chat too. Him as well. Like I just look at, let's say, you know, God forbid, a situation happens where Gyökeres is injured for a while. You can put Xerxes in there, and then that lifts him up as well. Because obviously, you know, we have all these things about Xerxes more so playing as a 10. But then why not have him play as that 9, where he could be getting service? It's an option. I think surely he improves quite a lot too going into this season. You'll probably look back at his season and be like, okay, there's a lot of instances where yes, I did play as a 10 because of where the manager did put me. But then if I need to be, you know, put as that number 9 and I need to score goals, because that's something that he did lack in last season, just being that clinical finisher. I think that helps in that aspect a lot too. And then it just all depends on, you know, you put Ahmad as a right wing back, you put Dorgu. I think all these guys, it changes a lot of things for sure. Now, Dorgu can sit there, like, I mean, Dorgu can, you know, be on that left flank. And obviously, yeah, he's a very still raw talent and he still has a lot to learn. Now you have someone that you can cross the ball to in someone like Gyökeres. So it's like that changes a little bit in terms of our attack too, where
what's he like from an aerial standpoint? I know he's tall. What's he like? I don't know what he's like aerial standpoint.
So I mean, in an aerial standpoint, like I've seen him. I wouldn't say like, okay, so if we were to compare him to like, because Arsenal fans have been talking about Gyökeres and Sesko, right? I think Sesko is a better aerial threat than Gyökeres, but I don't think he's bad. Like I wouldn't say like he's bad, but my point is that getting an out and out striker then would have where we can do things like that. We don't cross the ball. Like we don't because Højlund, like, I mean, respectfully or not disrespectfully, if I'm the left wing back and I'm sitting there and I'm looking at Højlund only in the box, why the fuck would I cross the ball? You know, it's like it's one of those type of things. But Jez says he's bad in the air. I would trust Jez's judgment more than a lot of other people. Like if Kaneki says he's bad in the air, I would trust him as well. But it's just like, okay, if he's bad in the air, I'm speaking just more of like creating chances and having more avenues in terms of our attack, rather than just, you know, a little pass back here and there, because we've seen it all the time where a lot of the times last season, I don't know if it's the way that Ruben Amorim was setting up the team, because there was a lot of defensive players on the pitch. It's a lot of just pass back, no risk takers, all of those type of things. And I feel like these three specifically, Gyökeres, Mbeumo, and also Cunha, they are risk takers. They are, you know, people in terms of our team and where we are right now that can move the needle. And that's what we need in terms of our attack. How long have we had a shit attack for? The last time we scored 70 goals in the league was when we had Cavani and these guys. And we had Pogba in our team. We had, you know, MG in our team. Like we had all these other guys in our team. But it's like, that's the last time that I felt like, okay, like our attack, a Rashford in form, a Martial in form. Like that was the last time where I felt like, okay, our attack is actually good enough where we can score, you know, a shit number of goals. I think the last time that same season when we scored 70 was when we beat Southampton 9-0 at Old Trafford. So it's like games like that. And I look at this attack, and I'm not saying we're going to replicate 70 goals, but do I think we can get over 60? Of course. I definitely think we can get over 60 goals.
We get over 60. If this is the front three, we get over 60.
We get over 60. 100%. And it's like Ten Hag's first season where I thought, you know, we were beating all these big six teams at home, maybe not scoring as much goals as we probably should have, because again, even then we didn't have an out and out striker. We had Wout Weghorst for like in January and all these, and Rashford was only really the guy who was like hitting crazy numbers in terms of goals. Even that season, I think we finished at 57 or 58. It was something like that. So put these three there. And yeah, it's like that's a 60 goal plus attack, definitely. And the one, like, I think we'll talk about this a little bit later because the question's more so about the attack. I'm still worried in terms of our team because I'm worried about our midfield. Because I wasn't there in terms of like when the Bruno news was you know, where he announced that he was gonna basically stay. And I think Ineos are going to change. Like maybe if Bruno had left, they'd go out there and buy maybe 2 midfielders. Now I just feel like they're going to go and get only one because they're going to slot. Manager's going to tell them that he's going to play in in that 8.
Definitely playing the pivot, maybe.
Yeah, he'll play in
maybe.
the pivot,
Yeah.
but it's like, I mean, I've been saying this. Where does Bruno play? I don't think he can't play in that system, bro. Like, he just can't. The amount of times that he loses the ball in that position is just ain't good enough for the other pivot player that he's, you know, partnering him against. And we're going into a season right now, as of this moment, not linked to any midfielders like that, like concrete links to any midfielders, with Casemiro, Ugarte, Bruno, and maybe you could put Collier there because the manager
Collier is the
doesn't want to put
only.
Mata
He's
there.
the
Yeah,
only other one. Yeah,
but that's
now we're gonna get to
terrible
that.
for like that's
Nah,
terrible.
we're gonna get to that.
You know what I mean?
Don't worry,
Like,
we're gonna get to it. 100%.
yeah.
Big
Hey,
up to
Sheik,
Ronaldo. Go on,
What's
Eddie.
up,
Go
Eddie?
on.
did you watched the Nations League, right?
Yeah, I did.
He still was trash, but he wasn't on the same bullshit that he's always on, which was crazy to me.
Yeah, he was still trash though. Like, there were still a lot of times where he, like, Bruno gave away the ball. Hoof and chill. Like, I saw
That's
that
him.
so
We
many
gonna get
times.
to it. Give me a sec. Let me get to
Yeah.
this, and then
My
we
bad.
gonna get to
Hmm?
Bruno and everything else. 100%, 100%. Big up to Ronaldo. He says, "Big up, flawless." Just seeing Fabrizio Romano live streaming on YouTube. He's saying that Manchester United are making an approach with Victor Gyökeres to make this deal happen. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. Obviously, Sheik spoke on it, as has Eddie, as has myself. Well, yeah, just to reiterate before we do move on, make the deal happen. That's where I'm at with it. Make the deal happen. Definitely a striker. I think he scores goals. I think he's a great foil for others. And I didn't expect this because the Gyökeres, it was quiet. There was zero links to it, and then boom, all of a sudden it's Manchester United in for him, which I do like. And Bremo was kind of like that. And now that I think about it, so was Cunha. So with Gyökeres, yes, it'd be another great step in the right direction, and that sorts out the attack as to the starting lineup. Of course, there's more things that need to be done. As I was saying when I was just on back again about Manchester United and what we need to do and what we need to do. This is far from finished. Cunha and Bremo and Gyökeres isn't enough for where Manchester United want to go, but it's more than a vast improvement. It's more than a massive improvement on what we have.
Yeah.
It's an attack that gets goals and assists despite the manager's shortcomings. And despite I've gone back now. I'm back now. This thing's playing up a little bit.
Yeah,
unless Amarim's game plan works from the start, he's terrible at adjusting midway through the game. And that's where I was having this discussion yesterday, just on the United Liverpool show with Bayesian Reds. And I was saying Manchester United are just at the point where, I can say this, at the point for me, the manager's useless. We know that. Manager's terrible. Bring in talented players to get results. There's a reason Ten Hag won 2 trophies in 2 years. You know why? Because he had talented players out there. There's a reason Ollie got the results he did. There's a reason Ollie reached the Europa League final. There's a reason Ollie finished second. You know why? Because he just had talented players. Is it ideal? No. Is it the way I want Manchester United to be run? No. We shouldn't just be relying on the talent of the individuals. But guess what? We have no choice because of the manager that's in charge. So getting a Cunha in, hopefully the Bremo deal gets over the line. Hopefully the Gyökeres deal gets over the line. And it's a great start. It sorts out the attack by itself. I could manage that for you.
And to add to that too, like I've been saying as well, like everyone's been talking about how, like, Ruben needs his players, quote unquote, his players, his type of players, his profile of players. None of these guys that we've been linked to are his players. Let's just be like they're not technically like for his system. It's more so that, again, like what Flawless said, they're talented players. So maybe part of Ineos are thinking of a future without Ruben Amorim, which is good because like that's how you should be honestly moving. Like, stop getting this whole thing of we need to get players for a manager and all those type of things, because to a certain extent, yeah, I think you should, but it shouldn't just be ultimately everything that you do is just based off of a manager. Move as a club. You guys are his boss. He's not your boss. Like, you guys are his boss. So it's like you need to think about the club at the end of the day. And they are maybe thinking of a future without Ruben Amorim. And again, it's when Ruben Amorim, if he does get sacked, which, is a very big possibility, because if Ruben Amorim cannot perform with these players that we're linked with, I don't know what to tell you about this guy, bro. Genuinely. So it's like, if he can't perform with some of the guys that we are linked with and who we could potentially more so get into, into this club, it's going to be a situation where, okay, I see these guys still playing, even in a different system. I see these guys still playing under a different manager, and I probably still see them maybe not having the same output, but similar to the output that they've had in the Premier League and, in other leagues with a different manager too. So I'm happy about the fact that, we're not just looking for, players just for him. We are looking for talented players, proven players to a certain extent, players who are, PNP, all these things that we lack in our squad, physicality, all these guys fit that. All these guys tick those marks. So it's like, so far so good. Like, again, that Flawless said, we still have a lot of work to do. Like, we still have a lot of outgoings to take care of. But good start so far. Like, I can't complain. I really, really can't complain.
Yeah. And to step for the lead says Sky Sports Bomber. What's the Sky Sports Bomber? Is it in regards to Gyökeres?
I seen it. Yeah, it's regards to Gyökeres. It's just like that we're linked, that we're inquiring about.
Same thing.
Same thing.
Yeah, it makes sense. That makes sense. Let's see what else. So yeah, obviously, if you don't have any more questions on Gyökeres, feel free to get in as well. Sai says here, Manchester United expected to go back in with an improved offer for Brentford forward Brian Mbeumo after their first bid rejected and remain optimistic a deal can be struck. I believe we did go in for a second. I believe we offered a second bid and it's not been accepted or rejected. But I know Manchester United went in.
I'm not too fussed about this. I think he's going to still come to us.
Yeah, the report suggesting Thomas Frank will try and tempt Mbeumo to go Tottenham if he takes over as their new head coach. However, it's understood the player wants Manchester United, as to be expected. And there's one more thing.
Nobody signed them TLC contracts, dog.
Massive TLC, yo, that's a throwback. That's a throwback.
Nobody signing them death row TLC hybrid deals.
Yeah. After Mbeumo, Manchester United still want to sign a striker, a central midfielder, and a goalkeeper. That's from The Guardian Sport. And that's pretty much to be expected also as well. Let's see. Oh, big upside on this one. Most time we'll go to Eddie for this one. Because as he's mentioned, the exodus of scrubs. Manchester United want an additional loan deal plus an obligation to buy for around 45 million euros for Rasmus Højlund. He has expressed an openness to return to Serie A. And of course, before we get to it, reports came out a couple days ago, and it was Højlund talking about how he wants to stay at Manchester United and be a part of the project. Why? It's over. Get your move on.
Bench players talking like starters, man.
David, a bench player, bring me a backup striker. But yeah, Eddie, going thoughts on the Højlund news here.
First off, Rasmus Højlund, shut your dumb ass up and sit down somewhere, man. That's first and foremost. All this, I want to do this, I want to do that. You do what we tell you to do, man.
Not period.
You was lucky to be here in the first place. Fuck you mean I'll be here next year? Okay. You'll be on that bench. And it's a World Cup year. And I know you thirsty, so you want to go play in the World Cup, but we saw the performance this weekend too. There's this clip being shared.
I know exactly what clip you're talking about. Yeah.
You know exactly, yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And he fucking backheels it to the moon. Just terrible touch. Terrible touch, bro. Like, he's not a real footballer. And it's like, I almost don't want to disrespect the MLS by saying he can play in their league.
For real. It's not even like a confidence thing anymore. It's genuinely becoming a thing now that this is just the type of player that he is, people. Like, he can't excel in this league. This league's just not for him. And it's as simple as that. Like, this league is just not for you. Can he go somewhere else and score a couple of goals here and there? Sure. I think he can. Like, he was doing that in La Liga. Like, his highest goal tally was what, like 10 or 11 or 12, something like that? Yeah. So I think, not La Liga, sorry, Serie A, my bad. But yeah, like, can he go to a different league and perform well? Sure. But do I care? No, I don't care. Get him gone. Like, it's just as simple as that. You're not cut for the Premier League. So are a lot of other players in our squad too. You're just not cut for the Premier League. And it's as simple as that. You have to be you have to be cut from a different cloth to be playing at a club like Manchester United as well. Like, to be playing at a club at Manchester United as well, that's one thing. And then to also just be in this, physical league like the Premier League, PMP, all these different type of things, have some sort of technical ability as well. You're just not cut for it. And that's just one of those things where you need to accept it. I think fan base needs to accept it. If there's anyone who's still, backing him for whatever reason. The thing that I've seen the most, sorry, I just cut you off last thing. The thing that I've seen the most is that even a lot of the people that backed him have now turned on him. Like this past season, a lot of the people who started off the season saying, oh, there could be some sort of remontada, there could be some sort of, turnaround for Rasmus Højlund. Even those guys have turned on him because you've just seen it. The guy went 20 games without a goal as playing as our striker. And you want to, could say all these other things, that there were all these other players around him. Brother, I've seen him miss chances from the 6-yard box. I've seen him miss chances. I've seen him just, not have simple touches, not control the ball. Like, he goes up against any type of physical center back pairing and they bully him every single time. And just there's nothing that he learns. Like, I keep saying this, as a player, you go back and you watch your games and you see what you've done wrong. And I just feel like every single time, if he does that or if he doesn't do that, there's just no sort of improvement. And it's the same thing for Garnacho as well. So it's like this guy is just not cut for this league, and it's as simple as that. And he just needs to leave. And who cares what he expects? I expect Margot Robbie to reply to my DMs. I say this all the time. Like, I expect, all these other people to I could go to I could say to Flawless, like, Flawless, I expect to, play as a striker in the pro clubs team next time we play. Is Flawless going to do it? No, because, like, it doesn't matter. Is he, like, I could sit here and say all these things, but it really, really doesn't matter. And also, bro, read the room. Like, you look at how the season's gone.
That's where my major
read the
issue
fucking
is
room,
lack
bro.
of self-awareness, man.
Like,
that's my problem.
Read the room, bro. Like, genuinely, just read the room. Look at how our season's gone. Look at how many goals we scored as a team. And you want to say all these things like I'm contracted till 2030, so I expect to be here. Shut up, man. Like, for real.
That's it. And again, why would you want to be here? That's what also, after the 2 seasons you've had, where not only have your individual performance been horrendous, the team has also been horrendous. What makes you go, yes? And also, they are actively seeking to replace you. They tried to sign the lap. They are in for GYOKERES. We've been linked with other strikers. There's no Europe. So therefore, there's only going to be 1 game a week for the first half of the season because you got the Premier League, Carabao Cup when it comes into play. That's only like 3-4 rounds. Then obviously you got the FA Cup that kicks into play in January as well. Make sense. Don't you want to go play in the World Cup? Don't you want to be like, I don't get why you'd want to. You really think you're benching GYOKERES? Or you're benching you can play as a 9? Or if we go and sign another 9? And Pops made the point about the manager. It's like, you really believe in this manager who has just like you has been getting horrendous results, and you've watched him be stressed. It makes no sense. Why would you want to stay?
There's a word that Lee Gunner uses that I'm not going to use on your platform, but we're heading into that territory.
Put it in the private chat because the shout.
Yeah, I want to know what
the private chat. I want to know what the word is.
Yeah. Let me put it in the private chat.
Like, I really just don't get it. Like, the whole I'm contracted. Why are you talking? That's what I want to know.
Who giving him the mic?
Why are you
That's
talking?
what I'm saying. Who giving this guy the mic?
And who unplugged him? Why are you talking? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's crazy. But yes.
Because I'm listening to this dude talk. And it's like he has no idea what's going on around him.
No idea, bro.
Why is it always the terrible? Why is it you talking, or Bruno's talking, or Garnacho's talking, or Luke Shaw's talking, or Onana's talking? Why is it always the terrible players who got the most to say? Man. Bear in mind, your performances are bad. You're no longer in the spotlight. Why are you talking about I'm contracted till 2030, so I expect to be here? So why are the club actively trying to replace you? Like, your lack of self-awareness translates to off the pitch as well. Because if I'm him, I go, I've been terrible here. Let me make my move and make my swift exit out the football club. Whether that's a permanent transfer or whether that's a loan transfer. Like, what is going on? And Tifosi says the reason why no one wants to leave is Manchester United. Does that overcome, though, your own performances and you playing? You're not going to play. That's the point. If we sign GYOKERES and sign Mbeumo, that's Cunha, Mbeumo, GYOKERES. Where are you starting? You think we're going to sign? You think we're going? Let's say hypothetically, Manchester United sign GYOKERES is 70 million. We'll use that fee. We'll use that as a ballpark figure. Season starts middle of August. First game of the season. GYOKERES on the bench, Hoyland-Stein with Cunha and Mbeumo. Do you really think that's probably like who's advice? You don't even need no one to advise you for that. That is just common sense.
You have Xerxes as well, like the other option too. So it's like Xerxes the other option. There. I think he's ahead of you.
You've got Xerxes. Unfortunately, he's not because this manager loves.
That's true. That is true. I actually do.
We literally tried to sign the lap, make it like contracts matter in football. Like, we don't move players along all the time. So yeah, with this initial loan deal with the obligation to buy, make sure that obligation is fucking bulletproof. That's where I'm at with it. Make sure if they don't want to sign him in Milan, that the penalty fee is 40 million. Make the penalty fee what the obligation is. Oh, there's no deal. None of this Sancho deal where it's only 5 million to send him back. Because guess what? If it was 35 million, Chelsea wouldn't have sent him back. They would have done a deal. Or even if they do send him back, we get 35 million plus whatever we sell him for. So with this, I'm all for this deal. Make it happen expeditiously. Love that teams are interested in him. And if he's expressed an openness to return to Serie A, which makes sense, because that's where you had your most
express
successful
more, bro.
players.
Express more. That's all I'm
like
saying.
just leave.
Express
Like,
more,
what
man.
are we
Because
doing
it's
here?
his
What are we
only.
talking about? Oh, his
I
agents
think
had a meeting with Inter in the last few days. That's from a Gazette _ it. Go on,
what
Eddie, carry on.
what's clear is he was scoring all those goals in that league because he's athletic. And I think it was only like what 10 or something or 12
9,
or
he got
11,
9.
something
less than
like
15.
that.
Nah,
Less
he
than
got 9.
15 for
It
sure.
was 9.
9, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's because he was a nuisance, right? Like he was an athletic nuisance, and when that's all you got for the Prem, you got to be like a LeBron James type athlete for
Is
that.
everybody athletic here? That's why.
Yes.
So he just
Everyone's
got
athletic.
exposed for what he really is, when he came out here, and yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy to see how he just doesn't get it. Just doesn't get it.
Don't understand it whatsoever.
It's sad, but it's the truth, man.
It's mad, but I'm loving that agents are reportedly meeting with Inter in Milan. Just get him gone. I'm all for it as well. And Gyökeres has a release clause. Somebody said of
Cutting out again, Flawless. You're cutting out again.
am I back? Am I back? Whoa. Am I back?
Yeah. Now you're good.
All right,
Yeah.
cool.
Now you're good.
Plug in this charge. Hopefully that helps. Where was we at? Flawless Victor Gyökeres actually factually has a 59 million pounds buyout clause. Wait, 60 million? Is that it? That's cheap still. So why are more teams not in for him?
No idea. It's interesting that some teams aren't really in for him like that. I think maybe like there was slight links of like Chelsea or like, but I think they're more focused on Ekitike and like Liverpool to a certain extent maybe too, but they're also focused on Ekitike. I don't know what it is, but hey man, it's good for us. It doesn't mean that we shouldn't still go out there and get him because we do need him for where we are in our situation. Is he the guy to take us forward to make us potentially get us to a certain level of like challenging or top 4? Maybe not, but he's 26 years old. I think he's like 26 years old. If we can get 1 or 2 seasons good out of him in terms of like GA output or whatever to get us back to that level, then cool, we go out there and we get more people and then go from there. But can he help us right now in terms of where we are in our situation? We're 15th, guys. Like we're 15th. We are 15th and we're starving for goals. And this guy right now can get us goals. And I think it's just as simple as that. So we should go out there, and he turns 28. Okay, so my bad. So he's already 27. He turns 28 this year. So yeah, it's one of those type of things. Currently in our situation, if like we look at the next 2 years, in terms of getting us back into Champions League or whatever, because I don't think we do it next year. So maybe these next 2 seasons, yeah, sure, why not? And I think also it's very important. It's not like he's just the only guy that we're looking at to get goals in this team. We're potentially putting good players around him too. So that'll also help him out, to be honest, a little bit.
So we need players for now, because I say maybe it's his age, 27 or 28. So if you're trying to win now, go get him now. And we just need improvement, and he is that. And Rinaldi says, is it true that Ten Hag isn't interested at all in some of Manchester United's current players, including on sale players? If this is true, that says a lot about how bad our current players are. They've been linked, and we'll get to this next. They have been linked to Garnacho, and maybe they're just waiting on the Wirtz deal. So we need Liverpool to hurry up, give Bayer Leverkusen that large lump sum of money so he can come get his guys.
Come shop,
man. Come get Garnacho, come get Mount, come get Hoyland, and all these guys that you signed there. Come grab them. But before we continue, run up the likes, people. We're only at 84 likes. I know you lot are enjoying the live stream, which is all well and good. Hit that like button, and that's including if you're watching this back after the live. Salute to you. Big up if you're listening on the audio platforms as well. Make sure you follow Sarcasm City TV on Spotify, where all the shows are uploaded on audio-only platforms, apart from watch-alongs, fan calling show, and gaming content. So Spotify, make sure you follow and 5-star us on there as well. Right, 85 likes, scales up to 100 likes. Make sure you subscribe to Chic TV, people. That's Chic's channel, links underneath in the description. And in the title, make sure you subscribe to the Sarcasm City TV Clips channel as well. Road to 200 subscribers on their new clip every other day also. And this on Gyökeres as well. In the last 48 hours, Manchester United, Juventus, and Al Hilal are all agents of Victor all called the agents of VIKTOR GYOKERES. Al Hilal is not a priority for the player. That's from a Fabrizio Romano. So Juventus interested as well because they're looking for a striker. But man mentioned Ten Hag already. Alejandro Garnacho today linked with a move away to Chelsea and Arsenal. Just gonna say this.
Wait,
get him gone.
whoa.
Chelsea and Arsenal, you know. Chelsea
Say that
and
again.
Arsenal.
Yo, Alejandro Garnacho
Alejandro.
linked with a move away from Manchester United, Chelsea, and Arsenal. Are two teams subject to be interested, as well as Bayer Leverkusen, as well as the Italian clubs and Al Hilal, I believe, as well. So yeah, he's got links everywhere. But Chelsea are in front of Chelsea are in front of Arsenal in the queue. So yeah, that's what it is. Any thoughts on that, man?
God is good. God is good. That's all it needs to be said. God is good. I can't wait. We talking about you get tired, right? Martinelli gets tired, or vice versa. And you bring in Alejandro Garnacho to ease the pain. I'm telling you, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I pray we can do this to another club. We need our get back for the Mason Mount transfer.
We do. Agreed.
We need it.
Yes.
So hopefully Chelsea put the money down. United don't even worry about negotiating. Just have it happen. Just have it happen.
That's it. That's where I'm at with it. And we're not saying it will definitely happen. Big up C24 in the chat. I'm just saying I want him gone. I don't care where he goes. Arsenal, Chelsea, Villa, I know have been linked, Spurs, Italian clubs. I just don't want him at Manchester United come the start of this coming season.
I really don't think he'll be there either. Like I don't think he'll be there.
So. I want him gone. I want Garnacho. I want Højlund gone. All of these players. I want them all gone. I'm more on the outgoings than I am on the incomings to the football club. I don't want these players to be options because this manager's dumb enough to play these players. If these players are still here, he's daft enough to say this. And yeah, Pops, I missed it that he was your queuing all the time to say God is good because I was too busy laughing at what Eddie said initially. But I'm all for just get these guys gone. I don't want Højlund here. I don't want Garnacho here. There's lone players, Rashford, Anthony, the rest of them, get them all gone. Onana the same. Unfortunately, the likes of Mount will probably still be here, and Maguire and Shaw, and this manager's daft enough to play these players. But yeah, with Garnacho, it's great to see so many clubs linked to. So many of these players linked to.
Hey, but I thought we couldn't get rid of players, Follows. I thought we couldn't. Who's going to buy them? You know, that's what they told us. Who's going to buy them?
You would have thought that bad players don't get bought and sold every
Who would have thought that he'd be linked to two teams that are even like, quote unquote, right now at this moment better than us? Who would have thought?
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
Literally.
Who would want to buy him? You know, that's what they all told us.
In January, like his agent was at Stamford Bridge during the game.
Hey, once you slide in the DMs, you're in the DMs. You know what it is? Like, it's one of those type of things where once you're there, you're there. Like, you've done it. So it's like you've meddled with the idea already. So it's like you're there, man. But yeah, again, just like with Flawless too, I could care. For banter purposes, obviously it would be great if he does go to, like, you know, either of them, of course, at this point. But I'm past that. We need these guys to go, man. I don't care where they go. They could go play in India for all I care. They just need to go. Like, generally,
they could literally go for the Mumbai Mutants or something.
Bro, like, for real, man. Like, I genuinely don't care. They could be playing in the MLS. They can come play here in Sacramento if we had a soccer team. I don't care. Like, they could go anywhere, man. It's just we need to get them gone. We genuinely just need to get them gone, and that's the most important thing. And again, I'm happy that they're all getting linked to go. About fucking high time, man, that this needed to happen. So
that's where I'm at with it. That's why I love the news about Højlund, love the news about Garnacho. I need to hear more news surrounding Rashford. I need to see more news surrounding the Brazilian demon with the left foot. I need to hear more news surrounding Sancho. Last year it's gone all quiet.
Nobody's safe, man. We're 15th.
No one's safe.
That's where I'm at with it. I'm not defending any of these lot. That's where, in particular, the players who were not only here for the 15th place finish, but here for the 7th place finish, here for the 8th place finish. All these embarrassing defeats, not wanting to watch games. Legit, not wanting to do watch-alongs, not wanting to talk about games, not wanting to do match reactions, not wanting to do the show to talk about what's going on. And then they have the cheek to talk all this rubbish off the pitch as well.
Yeah.
Just keep it stepping and keep it moving. That's where I'm at. And we're at 91 likes. Get us up to 100 people, 9 more people. Hit that like button if you haven't. And don't get misunderstood. I see this question a lot. And Fozzie's mentioned it here about flawless. We need a central midfielder to get the ball to the strikers. Who do you want and who we going to get? I think we definitely need 2 midfielders, 110%. And we need 2 profiles. Whether we get both of those profiles, I'm not sure. We need a powerhouse first and foremost. I think that can get through the defensive work, can carry the ball and press resistance like a believer. You don't necessarily have to go get a believer, but go get
dream, man. He would be the
a
dream.
believer, Amadou Onana, someone who has that raw athleticism, that Wakandan power in the midfield. And I think we also need a controller. Somebody
Hear me out, followers. I would believe in our midfield if we had Believer, man. It is what it is, you know.
You know what? All right,
Oh,
yeah,
man.
you can take time out. All right, you know what I'm saying? Let me just carry on. You can take time out, mate. Like, that's what you need to do. I understand why troops remove people. We he's just laughing while leave Sheik to settle for a second. You're over there cracking up by that friggin' terrible joke. But yeah, as I was saying before, I was interrupted with that absolute rubbish. Go get a controller as well, a Vatina type. Someone who's not only, again, press resistant, can carry the ball. I'm more thinking of passing range. Someone who has great short range passing, someone who has great long range passing, and someone who can control the tempo of the game. They're the 2 profiles I want. The latter one I just mentioned, I'm not sure who fits that mold. For the first one, Belieber definitely. Amadou Onana. Obviously, Amadou Onana is not available, but somebody like that. But that midfield is a key area that needs to be addressed. And because we were stupid enough to keep Bruno, that problem area has now become an even bigger problem. Because if we would have sold him, we could have went and got 2 central midfielders. The same way we're just redoing the attack and we're getting a brand new attack, we could have had a brand new midfield to go with it. But no, man, we was renovating the house and it was going to look crisp. And we got, you know what I'm saying? We got a new kitchen and a new dining room and a new TV in the living room. But for some reason, want to keep the old sofa. That's just spoiling it, just ruining it. I want to keep the old dusty sofa. We getting new drapes, new curtains. The curtains are literally on the wall. Word to Saeed. New decor, new carpet, new table in the living room, everything, new fireplace. But for some reason, we want to keep this dusty couch. Why?
No, for
I
real.
don't get it. I'm still just disgusted at keeping Bruno. Why? New midfield could have worked, man. 900 million, you could have bought 2 midfielders, maybe got a third, and you would have been calm with Casemiro and Agati and Collier alongside that. Now, whoever's alongside Bruno has to be Superman. Has to be Superman. We go get Giannis or something, because he's gonna be on an island by himself. He gotta cover a hell of a lot of ground.
All of a sudden, like, we have to start, like, you know how we look at like physical attributes of a player. Now we have to start looking at mental attributes of a player too, because he's gonna be playing alongside Bruno Fernandes, and it's gonna drive him crazy. Like we have to actually look at whether they're mentally fit enough to play as well. So it's like, bro, man, it's peak, man. The whole Bruno thing just, like, honestly, like, just fucked everything, bro. Like, the whole thing, yeah. It really pisses me off because our club was just, you know, moments away. Like, not even moments away. Like, our club was just so close to not only getting such a big price tag for freedom. Yeah, like getting like money for a guy who's not even near close to that valuation at all. But also just getting, just having a lot of weight off of their shoulders too, bro. Because you need to make some of these big decisions. And we said this when Ineos came through and when Ruben came through, like, some of these big decisions needed to be made. Culture setting, like, you know, the whole Rashford thing was one of those. It felt like it for sure. Because Rashford's a big part of this fan base. Rashford sells a lot of shirts. Rashford does this, Rashford does that, all those type of things, right? And the way that they just were like, okay, he's not even going to be part of the squad anymore. They need to do the same thing for Bruno Fernandes, because we know this fan base loves Bruno Fernandes. And we be arguing with these people all the time, every single week. But I think the club needs to start focusing on, let's just not think about how we need to start building around Bruno Fernandes still in 2025 is crazy to me, first of all. Building around a 31-year-old midfielder is still crazy to me. But it's like, we need to start focusing on team football, bro. We need to start focusing as a team. Build a squad, build team football. And I say that for everyone. Like, I wouldn't even want to be a situation
all
for, like,
wax lyrical Sheik about PSG and their midfield, and then want to keep
squad.
Bruno.
Yeah, and like,
we'll all talk about how Vitina, Ruiz, and João Neves are as a midfield trio, and the people will say that's the standard, and then go, yeah, keep Bruno.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, I just don't get it, because it's different for us. Some people in our fan base, like, this might be a harsh truth, but they're just too goddamn emotional, bro. You were way too emotional. And this ain't a time to be emotional.
Emotional damage.
Like emotional damage for real. Like this ain't a time to be like we've had absolute 2 dreadful seasons, and you guys want to be emotional because there was a hero in this dying story. Like people love a hero, bro. Like
you are 15.
15.
We're fucking 15. It's on the. We're 15. We are 15, so.
Well, word to troops, man. Like, did I ever know? Oh, did I even think that when I first saw that video, that clip, that somehow we would end up in this situation? Hell no, bro. And the fact that that is the reality, yo, people need to stop being so goddamn emotional and start thinking about just the club and the team itself, man. Like building around a 31-year-old midfielder in 2025, by the way, who says he wants to play at the top level in Europe. Let me tell you, Bruno Fernandes, we ain't getting Champions League for the next like 2 years. So what? And you're going to be 33 by then. So what type of top level in Europe are you talking about? And then also, no one else wants to buy you in Europe. The only club that came after you was a club in Saudi. So you're another one where you need to read the room. Like a lot of these guys need to genuinely read the room, bro. Have some sort of self-awareness, like, because ain't nobody coming here ain't nobody out here trying to buy you like that in Europe, bro. Like nobody is, and nobody is not going to pay you that amount of money that Al Hilal was going to pay you. Generational money, life-changing money. Like your grandkids and their kids are set for life. Like that type of money, you know, like. It is what it is, though. I mean, I can sit here and be rattled about all this type of stuff, but the truth is he's going to be here next season. And now Ineos need to go out there and buy, like, whoever that midfielder is. They need to be smart in that situation, man. And to you, Ruben Amorim, this guy going to get you sacked. As simple as that. You made this decision. You were telling everyone, oh, he needs to be here, this and that. Cool, man. This guy going to get you sacked. He going to be here, and you won't, because you're going to be without a job. Like, that's just really what
and you've watched this man contribute to getting 2 other managers sacked.
Yeah. Yes.
And you say, you know what? And we've heard you talk about Bruno and say how I'm paraphrasing, but it was something along the lines of how he needs to trust his teammates more and how he needs to play a little bit more simple and he wants to be a little bit too direct. I don't have the direct quotes, but it was something along those lines of saying Bruno's not good enough.
Oh yeah,
it's so funny that Ruben Amorim, like when Bruno left Sporting,
no stress.
When Bruno left Sporting, that's when they started winning the league titles. When he left them,
make it make sense. Man.
Make it make sense. Like that's when they started lifting 2 or 3 titles in like 4 or 5 years or something like that after he left. So again, man, it's just all these things should tell you everything. And look, like I can sit here and be a hater, whatever. He had his time here. He had an ample amount of time here to get things right, and it just didn't work out. It's the same thing, as simple as that. Like, I could sit here and slander as much as I want, but the basic simple thing is that you are 31 years old now, and it has not worked for you. It just hasn't. So go. Leave. Genuinely just leave.
Yeah,
that's it.
It's a wrap. The show's over.
Man. Yeah, the curtain's on the wall, like Saeed says, man.
The curtain is well and truly on the wall, man. It's a wrap. You need to go to the car park and leave via your Uber.
Hey, bro, there's too much. This one's good. There's too much lack of inconsistency, bro. It is what it is. Shout out Saeed, man. Legend. Lack of inconsistency, you know.
There's too much lack.
It's just lack of inconsistency, man. It is what it is. Like, oh man, Saeed's a gem.
Shout out to
Saeed's a gem,
the whole
man.
Big Six gang out there in South Africa. Love to see it, man. Shout out to them all for real, man. Like, shout out Saeed. Too much. Hey, quitters never quit, man. For real. Shout out to Saeed.
If you prepare, you will fail, man. It is what it is, man.
Yo, if you prepare, you will.
Oh my god, man. There's so many. That's the thing.
Yes. There is a quote from Saeed. Yes.
Yeah, it's on his TikTok. It's on his TikTok. He was talking about Jadon Sancho, and he just said, yeah, Jadon Sancho, just too much lack of inconsistency. And I just stopped it right there. I didn't even watch the rest. I was just like, yeah, I stopped it right there, and I couldn't stop laughing, bro.
Yo, shout out Saeed. And big up all my South Africans in the chat. Big up to all the South Africans who pulled up to support the Big Six as well. I love to see that, man. Shout out to Big Six each and every time. And big up to you, to Mello as well, man. Big up every single time. Yeah, 5 short, man. Girls up to 100 likes. Make sure you subscribe to Chic TV. Links underneath in the description. Make sure you subscribe to the Clips channel. Sarcasm City TV Clips on YouTube, people. Sarcasm City TV Clips. And yeah, with the midfield, I don't like how quiet it is. because we've not really been linked with anyone. But we are moving fairly sharp. It's Cunha, we go over the line fairly quickly. And Bremo, it seems that deal's going to get done as well. GYOKERES is only broke today, and they were all out of the blue. They weren't drawn out in regards to Manchester United making an approach. So get the Bremo deal done, get the GYOKERES deal done, and then you move on to the midfield and the goalkeeper. Add those two in, add the midfielder, add the goalkeeper. Okay, I can move that for the time being. For a season, that's solid. Anyone like an Aston Pinion is just is an added bonus. But the spine, I talk about this, the spine, goalkeeper, your three central mid, your three centre backs, your two central midfielders, your 2 10s, and your striker. That's the main thing. The wing backs, I'm not really too fussed about like that. But centre backs, where I think we're all right. We need a goalkeeper as well. Definitely, Onana's got to be moved on. I don't like how quiet that is surrounding him leaving the football club, because he is a major problem. I actually trust our centre backs. When you got Yoro and Maz and Martinez and Heaven and Dalit, cool. That's all right. So I just named 5. Only real problem, Lindelof's left. The only real problem there is Maguire. That's it. And to Veiga, actually, yeah, Veiga, I hear that. He says United making moves, looking serious. Last year was a blip. We are looking serious. That is one thing. We are making moves, and same way City are. You got the Cherky, here we go. Liverpool are making moves also. Spurs have made it. City look very good. Spurs have made a very, very bold move with Thomas Frank as well. The only one who's not really, Chelsea are going to make moves, as we know. Only real one standing still at currently is Arsenal.
Yeah.
But if they get Alejandro Garnacho, deal of the century for them.
Hey, they're moving serious. Yeah, I think think that is like needle mover for them.
Needle mover for them. Alejandro at the Emirates. 100%.
Why have one Martinelli when you can have a Martinelli and a Garnacho? Why?
You can have a better Martinelli. You can have they got one South American version, Brazilian.
Yeah.
Ali can have the Argentinian version. Him linking up with Kai Havertz. Alejandro with the key King Kai. With Odegaard. Hey.
Man,
I'm telling you.
Oh my God! You know,
but Kyle and Alejandro and Eva Wing, I think, is the formula.
Who put this shit together? I'm the glue.
For real, hey, Berta, man,
Berta cooking, man. He whipping in the pot, man. You know what I'm saying? He whipping in the pot. 100% Martinelli false 9, Garnacho left wing. That's even better. Martinelli false 9, as Troops said, to quote Troops, Martinelli in the false 9 is cold. Let me repeat that. Troop said today, Martinelli in the false 9 is cold. And you know what? I agree with him.
And Troops is the leader of the MDL, man, the Martinelli Defense League. So it's like he will tell you. He will tell you. Like when he sees that, he sees it, man. Like his eyes don't fool him. So it's like, yeah, man. It's like, it's one of those things where, listen, man, Arsenal, I think they could actually make that push to win that league if they get Garnacho. I think that just takes them over the level for sure. Like
Berta Bomba. I hear it, Chinlu, man. Definitely a Berta Bomba. Let's see what else there is before we do indeed close out. And I send you lot to the Clips channel for one of the clips. Let's see what else. Did Xerxes actually say this? As Breadwinner said, apparently Xerxes said we're finishing top 4, so my expectations are top 4. Did Xerxes say this? If there's any quotes, but I know you lot are going to ask about expectations. It depends on incomings and outgoings. But even with fantastic incomings and fantastic outgoings, Manchester United fans, don't get ahead of yourselves in regards to top 4. We are way off. Like, relax with that. There is still some very good teams in the Premier League who are much better than us, even with improvements as well. So even if we do sign a goalkeeper and we sign a central midfielder to play alongside Bruno as well and a front three, there's still issues. Like, there's still problems. Players still have to bed in, and we still got Amorim in charge. Let's not forget that. We
start off by winning back-to-back games. Let's start from there.
We still got Amorim in charge and Bruno's in the midfield. That is a problem, regardless. So top 4, relax. However, are we in a better state to go and compete overall? Yes. Can we go finish top 8? Yeah, 100%. But it's dependent on, like I said, incomings and outgoings. That's where it's at. Because even if we have fantastic incomings, but we don't have as many outgoings as we need, these players are going to play. This manager's still going to play these players at points. Haaland's still going to play. Garnacho's still going to play. Rashford's still going to play. Bruno's still going to play. Maguire's still going to play. Shaw's still going to play. Onana's still going to play. Mount's still going to play. Too many issues. too many players who don't. That's why I want them gone so bad. Because I don't want to give this manager or the next manager the opportunity to even play these players. They should not see grass in the United shirt again. Get them gone and keep it stepping, and you bring in replacements. And guess what? If the replacements are not good enough, I'll be here next year and 2 years from now saying the exact same thing. You bring in players. If they're not good enough, you get rid of them and bring in new players, and so forth until you find players are good enough. You are good enough. It's a simple formula. It's been the way football has been ran for the longest. Manchester United, even in our successful periods under Sir Alex Ferguson, brought in players who were not up to the standard. Fergie had some terrible players. Pep, who has been the dominant manager in recent years, they've had bad players. Why is Claudio Bravo not still there? Not good enough. And there's other players. Go check all the players they've signed under Pep. Not every one of them has been a success. Has he had more hits than misses? Yes. That's why they've had the success they've had. Klopp had misses too. Any manager who has been successful in the Premier League. Chelsea had misses too during their dominant period. Mourinho, when he was dominant and won the 2 leagues back to back. Same with Wenger in his early years as well. They had players who were not good enough. All you have to do, people, we all got Google. Go check it and see the players that were signed for these football clubs. They were then moved on and other players were brought in. And that's what it is. Where we move. Yes, start off finishing the season, not only the league goals yet. Pay the league back, not only for this season just gone, but the season before. How about we start there? And Ronaldo says Bruno on the Portugal team is the 4th or 5th guy, which tells you a lot. He's not the main guy in the game of play. In Portugal, the leader is CR7 and Bernardo Silva. You got Ruben Diaz. Yeah, you got more quality around him. Because people will say to me, oh, Bruno's your best player. That's why we're 15th. That's why we was closer to the bottom than we was the top. Why we was quote-unquote battling relegation. Why we failed to win back-to-back games. You know why? Because if that's your standard, if that's your best guy, you are in fucking trouble. Look at Chelsea, not this season, just gone the season before. Look at what Palmer did for them. As bad as they were, as bad as Pochettino was, as bad as the players were around him, Palmer balled out. You know why? Because he's of a certain quality. Because if you take him out of that side, they're us. They were mid-table for the vast majority of the season. Then they went on a run at the end and rose up the table to 6. But that's what talented players do. Bruno, save us. Save us from what? Word to Javon, how are you the savior and we didn't get saved? But hey, we move. Yep, I hear that. The maximum potential. I hear that. In particular, Palmer did definitely. Caicedo, I thought was very, very good this season. He was much better as well. But yeah, final few questions. We're closing out in 10 to 10 minutes. We spoke on GYOKERES. We spoke on Garnacho. We spoke on Højlund. We spoke on Mbeumo. I don't believe there's anything else. But just keep an eye on the channel, and we'll be keeping close tabs on the transfer season. Because, yeah, the transfer season going to be crazy. And
do we have... Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
That's cool. Go on, say what you're going to say. Go on, it's all good.
Do we have any idea the type of midfielder we're looking at, though? I know Ederson's been mentioned in the past, but
he's the only one. He's the only one that there's been any form of strong links to midfield-wise. There's been nothing else.
That's worrying me, though. That is really worrying me.
Yes.
It's very concerning. Like,
That is it. And to Jeff, I answered this before, but I'll answer it again because he says... Where is it? 1 second. Let me scroll down.
Oh, ideal.
What are your ideal midfield profiles? I've said this one, a powerhouse who is press resistant, can get through the defensive work and can carry the football as well. So a Belieber type, Amadou Onana type, somebody like that. And then I want a controller. I want someone who's got short range, long range passing, who can control the tempo of the game in front of a back four. Can sit in, also press resistant as well, and has some form of mobility. They're my 2 ideal midfield profiles.
I'm thinking this solely, like, I agree with Flawless, and I'm thinking this solely just because Bruno's going to be playing there as well. So you have to think about those type of things, those profiles as well. It'd be a whole different thing if Bruno wasn't there. And we go out there and we get 2 different type of, similar profiles in that pivot because that's what the system asks for. But because Bruno is playing there and the amount of times that he loses the ball and all the things that Bruno Fernandes brings when he plays in the 8, I think that type of profile that Flawless is saying is very, very important. And I think that's just like in general too. But now the fact that Bruno Fernandes is most likely going to play there, it's really, really important to get someone like that in. So
yeah, because it's like if you're gonna play it, if he's gonna continue with the 2, in the deep
He's
midfield.
gonna
Like
as well. He's gonna.
you
He's
have
going to,
to
yeah.
Casemiro, okay, but if it's Casemiro, then your other profile gotta be crazy mobile
Yep.
and technically sound on the ball.
And physical
Because
physicality.
and physical, yeah, because Casemiro's doing all the other things,
Mhm.
right? And he's a great player, but at this point of his career, to ask him to do everything is crazy.
It is crazy, man.
Mhm.
It really
Yep.
is. And like even under like when we were under that fraud Ten Hag as well, like before, it was the same issue to be honest. A lot of times Casemiro was just on an island by himself because the midfield, the players around him just ain't good enough. And like
Yeah.
it goes back to that. I always think of this game every single time. It was Wolves at the start of the season 2 years ago. When we played them, we beat them 1-0 when Rafael Varane scored. How many times did Cunha just pick up the ball from their half and just drive through our midfield? And Casemiro's just chasing him the whole time because none of the players around him, like those profiles just aren't there. Those physical profiles, those, off the ball type of things too. Like they're just not there. The IQ, all those type of things. And that's really, really important. My point is that we've been lacking these type of like that type of player for a while now. It's not just, this system and that this system is requiring it. We've been lacking midfielders like that for a while. And I think it's about time that we go out there and, get some of these guys. So, but I'm concerned because, like I said, Bruno's staying. So it limits our midfield, I guess. It limits how many midfielders we're actually going to go out and get. And I just feel like they're probably just going to go and get one. And that's about it. Whereas if Bruno was sold, then maybe we get two. Maybe we put someone else in there too from our youth or something like that. Or Collier gets more minutes and all those type of things. I just feel like now it just limits it all because that spot is going to be Bruno's. As much as we can sit here and say that we don't want him to play, it's Bruno's spot and they confirmed it. It's his spot, bro. Like, and he's going to play there. So there's no way we go into the season without Bruno Fernandes in this team. It's just not.
He's playing. And
He's
that's
playing.
What sucks. So for me, even though the two profiles I mentioned, I still want us to go get go get the physical mobile one to put alongside him because at least we got someone in there who can cover the ground and do the defensive work because Bruno's going to vacate the space. Chase he's like a kid in the playground. It's like a kid in the school playground just chasing the ball around, which is going to leave whoever on the island. So if you're going to be on the island, at least be super mobile. At least be Baliba or Amadou Onana or somebody like that.
Like the guy's going to play he's going to play a free roam role as an 8. You play a free roam as a 10. Make that make sense. Yes. Like you play a free roam type of role as a 10, not as an 8. And he's going to be playing that as an 8. That's just him. Like that's just who he is. And the manager is foolish enough to allow him to play that free roam type of role as an 8 as well, which is so stupid. But that's just like what it is right now. Hey, man, I said it. You decided to keep him here. All right, man, you're going to lose your job over this guy.
Yeah, facts. You're going to lose your job by that foolishness.
That's on you. I can't blame nobody else. Yeah, you can blame
nobody else. That's the best part of this overhaul.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's nowhere for him to hide. After this season, everything that they have used to excuse these performances will be gone.
Yes.
We're literally going to be looking at an entirely new starting 11.
I'm looking forward to that too because I want to see what this manager does and what excuses he has after that.
We've been wanted this. We've all at one point in time for sure. All three of us up here have said the entire thing needs to be blown up, thrown away, reset, and start afresh. Like this is what we've asked for. And the best part is, again, Ruben, your idiocracy will not be hidden. It'll be on Front Street. We've given you everything. It was the same shit that happened with Ollie. You look at it like, wait a minute. You had this player, that player, that player, that player in this position. And the most you can do is lose in a shootout to Unai Emery and fucking Valencia.
Villarreal, yeah.
Not win a single trophy. Not win a single trophy either. Like you couldn't even win a domestic trophy with that squad. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Just like that. So I can't wait. And I'm glad Jersey said top 4. Because fuck all the tempered kind of ideas of what we're supposed to be doing. This is what you should be doing. Top 4 was just the bare minimum. It used to be that. Like I can't fathom that we let this go on to where he's 14th or 15th in the league. Like, we lost our shit at one point in this fandom. We lost our shit at 6th.
We did.
Then it became 8th.
Yep.
And if 14th doesn't get you towards a place where it's like you're on some apocalypse now type shit where we're blowing
And
everything
what
up,
does? Yeah, then
what
like
does?
what does? What
And it
does?
has been, that is one thing that has that Europa League. We keep saying it, that Europa League final loss was more than a blessing. It was more than a blessing.
Yes.
More than more, because I don't think we have all this if we win the Europa League. And that's we're in such a bad state where I would sacrifice. Normally, I wouldn't sacrifice a trophy for anything. I'll sacrifice a trophy for this. If someone would have, because I didn't expect this to happen.
Yeah, I didn't either. Like,
you'll lose the Europa League final, but a lot, like Eddie said, the exodus of the scrubs, and you'll lose a lot of these poor players will be moved on, and you'll start moving serious like this in the transfer window. I said, I run it because it needs to be. And maybe because we have hit rock bottom and there's zero positives. The Europa League would have been a positive in what has been an absolutely diabolical season. But it's just been a diabolical season overall for across the board.
I wanted to ask you guys as well too. Like, obviously we've I don't know if we've talked about this a little bit, but have you guys like heard of a little switch up with Ineos as well? Like Brailsford stepped down. Wilcox is now the sporting director apparently. Or he's like, yeah. There was like a whole thing where I can bring up some quotes if you want, where Brailsford stepped down, so he's not part of that.
Yeah, find the quotes before you find the quotes. Let me just get to this into Ryan, because you just joined. Shout out to Ryan Van, who says I'm good with the attack while going with the midfield right now. We was discussing this as well, and we need to pattern the midfield. But who's the physical mobile one? Only one I'm seeing is Belieber, and he might be bred here. The thing is, this is where your scouts and your recruitment team get paid. This is why they get paid the money. Earn the money you are paid. You are paid extremely well to do an extremely tough job. Belieber's not the only Belieber out there. Go and find
director of football.
You have all of the means to go and scout players all across the globe. You are a Manchester United scout. You are the Manchester United recruitment team. You can go anywhere on the planet, any country in the world, any continent on the globe to go and find players. Go and find me a Belieber type who's not Belieber. Brighton did it. We've watched Brighton do this. Brighton had Basuma, then they went and signed Caicedo, and then they went to Belieber. Brighton have nowhere near the resources of Manchester United Football Club, yet they're able to find competent central midfielders. So therefore, we can, and I know what's the craziest part about Belieber. Brighton already have the backup. I was watching the USG game this summer gone. I think it was either with Jez or Steve or both of them. And we was I can't remember the name. There's a central midfielder that plays for Union St. G, that plays for USG. And I think it was Steve who was like, oh, this is the next guy Brighton are going to get. Brighton already have the Belieber replacement lined up. I can't remember his name, but he plays for USG. So therefore, go and find these players out there. I rate Belieber highly. I think he's quality. I'd sign him in a heartbeat, but he's not the only player who can do what he can do. Only player who can do that can do a role. Go find him. Players are out there. 100%. Players are out there. Go find them. That's where I'm at with it. Go find him. There we go. That's his name before you carry on. Siddiqui. That's the Belieber replacement. They haven't even sold Belieber, and Brighton have him, because I watched him and I went, you know who reminded me of, for everyone in the chat? Idrissi Gueye. He was that type of build and that type of mobility and that type of player. So they have the Belieber replacement already. And then guess what? When they eventually sell Belieber and bring him in, they'll have the replacement lined up for him.
Yeah.
We've got that guy, Sekou Kone in our team as well.
Yeah, but this manager won't play him. Maybe we look at Kone, and maybe we should just go get him. Maybe we should just go get Siddiqui. Maybe. Go sign him instead. Go beat them. Go beat Brighton to the punch now. You ain't offering 80, 90 million we going to pay for Belieber. We'll just give 30 for Siddiqui. How about that? But yeah, go on. Say what you're saying,
Oh yeah, Joe, I just put some of the quotes basically.
It was stated that Brailsford will return to his role as director of sport for the wider Ineos group. Ratcliffe is also understood to be keen on Brailsford providing his input on Thomas Durant's transaction from athlete to management at Ineos Grenadiers. According to The Athletic, Wilcox has been promoted as Ratcliffe's changes take shape. All right.
A couple of changes here and there at Ineos as well. I mean, obviously we saw like how Ashford got sacked pretty much at the start of like this past season. And then Wilcox is now the guy who's become the director of football now. So
that's it. So yeah, we'll see how that runs. I'm not talking about Lamine Kamara. So there's players out there. There's players
crazy.
out there.
I thought that was like a slander name. I thought that was a slander name for Yamal. I really thought it was. Nah, that's so funny. That's just me not knowing anything, but yeah.
There's players out there. So many teams are missing out. So you can go get a Lamine Kamara. The point I'm making is there's ample players outside of the Premier League that you can go and sign that will improve your football club. And that's where I'm at. I'm just looking here, 21-year-old Senegalese. Oh, he raw Wakandan power. Get him in. 100%. 100%. Say no more, man. 6 foot plus Wakandan. Yeah. Bring him to the football club. 100%. 100%. Let's get him in, man. Let's do that. You can already tell what. All right, he's kind of small. He's 5'8", but cool, run it. You know what I'm saying? Run it. He's played for Metz and Monaco in Ligue 1, which is a physical league. Yeah, bring him in. I watched him since he was at Metz where we bought Sa. All right, Fez.
Yo, at this point, just put Jez and Kaneki as our scouting guys, man. For real. I swear.
Facts.
Just put these guys, man. I swear they always be telling us about all these players, and then I see these players always be going to like top clubs, and then everyone starts talking about them, and they don't get enough flowers for it, and it makes me mad because like Jazz and Kaneki always find talent like this, and they never get their flowers for it. So hey, Jazz, man, listen, man, we gave you a trophy this past season. Like, you can go and become our scouting guy, man, Jazz. It's all good. It's all good.
What was you gonna say?
No, I was just saying it's been that way. It's been that way, you know.
No facts, 100%, and that's where I'm at with it. It's like go get these players like Angelo Stiller that people keep mentioning.
I think he's gonna go to Madrid. Yeah,
the talks is Madrid, but what I'm saying is Stiller was somewhere before he became now.
Yeah,
this time last year, no one was talking about Stiller. Oh, he was somewhere. Obviously, you have certain players who are stars from academy, but most players are not. Most players are not 17, 18, and we're talking about them as superstars. You get the occasional one, like a Yamal, for example. So it's like go and find these players before they move to a Brighton or a Bournemouth or a Brentford, and then you have to pay 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 million for them. Go find them beforehand.
And it's like if they're like with how young and how young some of these players are, it's not like we're taking a big gamble or whatever. It's one of those type of things where you're going out and getting a profile, and if it doesn't work, they can be sold, and they can go to a different club and become good players there if it eventually needs to become. That's what it is. Like it's not like we're taking a gamble, and I'm completely with you guys. Like there's players out there, man. There's players out there, and we need to just do your due diligence. That's really what it is.
And big up Crab every single time. Says big up to my brother Flawless, the busiest man on YouTube. Shout out to Raf the Crab. Big up all my Bajans. Make sure you lot subscribe to Bajan Reds TV each and every time as well. Big up to Zifx too. And the other thing is, Round, he might have been known in the Bayern Academy, but he wasn't known to the wider audience. This time last year, it wasn't people in the content creator space and people on socials talking about
him. Yeah. Neither do mainstream media talk about it.
Yes, I'm talking about mainstream. The likes of Jez and others who are tapped in, and Kaneki and Steve, they would have been talking about him. If you're tapped into the Bayern Academy, yes. But there was no links to Real Madrid. No one weren't saying, mainstream weren't saying, hey, go get him and bring him to Manchester United or bring him to X Club. Not saying he wasn't talented, but how much would he have cost last year? How much would he cost now? It's probably doubled in price. Whatever you would have to pay for him now. If it's, let's say, for example, it's 60 million now, it would have been probably 30 million last year. How much would Belieber have been to Brighton before he went to Brighton? How much is he now? I don't even know where they got him from.
Chaz will tell us. Yeah.
I'm from Stuttgart. If it wasn't me who found him, my boys would have told me, laughing my ass off. And this is the thing. So there's people in Stuttgart who would have known about him. And how much would he have cost? This, like I said, this time last season, compared to what he will be now, what he'll go to Real Madrid for.
Yeah.
And big up Crab says if y'all pull off GYOKERES, Arsenal will be crying. They'll be all right, man.
They won't be crying because they're about to get Garnacho. They're not gonna cry. Yeah.
I'm saying they got Alejandro Garnacho on the way there, man.
He was at Lille. Yeah, he was at Lille, Believer.
There we go. And he was at Lille, and I don't
He
remember.
first started like Lille B team, and then he transitioned to the same season. It looks like he transitioned to the main team, and then he went to Brighton in 23.
Yeah, man was 27 million euros, 3 million. So he's 30 million euros, which is what, 20 million pounds.
Yeah,
I'm saying, what's 30 million euros in pounds? Right, let me have a look at this. That was
and they had
25
a
M's.
15% sell-on clause too.
That was
Damn.
20. That was
Lil made
25
money
million.
off this guy, man. For real.
Now, if they sell him, he's probably treble that.
Yeah.
He's probably treble. They probably sell him for about 75, 80 million now. Yeah, man, he did what had to be done. Well,
He took the super serum. It is what it is, man.
Super serum, man. My one Wakanda and took the purple juice. That's what it was.
Yeah, man.
So he went to the garden and got the herbs. But right, people, we're gonna out. I think that's everything. Continue to run up the likes. Make sure you hit the subscribe button on the channel, Sarcasm City TV. Hit the notification bell as well. Sheik, let them know what you've got coming up the rest of the week over the transfer months, the summer months as well. People subscribe to Sheik TV also.
Yeah, thank you, Flawless, for having me on. Shout out to Eddie and Flawless every single time. Big up to the chat. Make sure you guys are running up the likes. Make sure you guys go check out the Sarcasm City TV Clips channel as well. Go subscribe there too. I'm also, I think, 5 subscribers away from 900. So I'm very, very close to 900. And we have a couple of shows today. One show today, Mud Brothers, and we have a very good kind of like concept for the show. So all the Mud Brothers today are doing a Premier League draft, where we are drafting our own players in terms of like rounds, and we'll be constructing our own starting 11s and all those type of things. So pull up for that. It's going to be great. I also started a new series on the channel yesterday, which is called Stoppage Time with Sheik, which is a new fan call-in show. So every single Sunday at 8 p.m. UK time, all you guys in the chat are welcome to pull up. Give your say about United, any club, all those type of things, like any sport, to be honest. So fan call-in shows on Sunday, 8 p.m. UK, Stoppage Time with Sheik. Mud Brothers today at 10 p.m. UK. And then there'll be United content here and there. Obviously, when news breaks out, we'll be back here on this channel with Flawless and Eddie and all the guys. And then we'll be doing shows on my channel too, just Stratford Chronicles, talking everything about Manchester United and all news regarding Manchester United. So keep a lookout. Lots of content. And Club World Cup. I know Club World Cup is around the corner too. There's like PSG versus Atletico Madrid this upcoming Sunday. So I might even be doing some watch-alongs for that. So check it out. And man, thank you guys all for supporting all the time. And big up to everyone.
Love every time, fam. Make sure you lot subscribe to Sheik TV, man. Make sure you do so, man. Love that you started the new show as well, Stoppage Time with Sheik. That's a fine name as well. So you lot call
him.
in.
YG. He was the one who helped with that. Yeah, shout out to YG.
Look at YG, man. Shout out to YG each and every time.
Whoa, for real.
Whoa. It's Eddie, anything you want to add, fam, before we close out?
No, always dope talking with the homies, man. Y'all make sure y'all like and subscribe to both their channels, and I'll catch y'all when I catch y'all, chat.
Definitely. I'm literally just setting up now, people, to send you lot over to the Clips channel, so we're going to redirect straight over there. Literally just having a look for it now as we speak. Final couple questions as well. Run up the likes, hit the subscribe button. I put it in the chat as well. Make sure you subscribe to the Clips channel, Sarcasm City TV Clips Playback as well, where the NBA Finals is going on. We did Game 2 yesterday, not only here live on the YouTube, also on the Playback. Club World Cup, which Sheik mentioned, those watch-alongs will not be on the YouTube. They will be on the Playback as well. I'm not sure exactly what games I'll be doing. I know that Steve will be doing some games over there on the Playback, but you lot will get content. So, of course, we'll be doing Chelsea, City, PSG, Real Madrid, the better sides. I'm not going to lie. I'm not really trying to watch Auckland City, and Flamengo. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie. And to Robert, who says top 5 next season, anyone? It's all dependent on the transfer window. How does everybody line up? That's where I'm at with it.
Yeah, same.
That's the key. How does everyone line up? What does City do? What did Chelsea do? What did Liverpool do? Arsenal? How does Spurs do now? Thomas Frank's there, for example. Like, that's what's key with this. Oh, yeah, and let me not forget as well, 11 p.m. UK time tonight, people. Premier League podcast, Yardman Show, people. The Yardman Show will be tonight, people. The Yardman Show will be tonight. So look out for that. Both, all Javon, Kaneki, Lex will be there for that. So we'll be discussing not only GYOKERES to United, also Turkey. Here we go to Manchester City, the Vert deal as well. Young with Chelsea, Thomas Frank to Spurs as well. And not United related, how y'all feel about Frank becoming the coach? I think it's a good deal for you, lot.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it actually is a pretty decent deal.
Thomas Frank, I think, is a good manager, and I think he'll do well there with your resources. And I hope he wins the Super Cup.
It's the same thing for you guys as well. It's like you need to get signings in too, and I think that will be a lot more clear in terms of where, like, if you're gonna get a manager like this, then again, it's one of those conversations you have to back him. You have to back someone like him. Otherwise, we're in the same rut with any manager that would come to Tottenham Hotspur. Is like, okay, you're just expecting him to do miracles, and with the squad that they have, I think Spurs now, after winning this trophy too, go out and back this manager, man. Go out and get the players for this guy. So not his players, but just players for this guy. Yeah.
Well,
yeah, that's what I would say.
Now you just got to get to work after the Thomas Frank appointment. And SGA is cooking in OKC. Yeah, the NBA Finals is tied at 1 apiece as well. We'll be back Wednesday night for Oklahoma City Thunder. Oklahoma City Thunder, Indiana Pacers game 3, people, with that series tied 1 apiece. But again, big up everyone supporting. Please continue to run up the likes. Road to 16,000 on there. Hit the subscribe button, Sarcasm City TV. We're going to redirect over to the Clips channel, Sarcasm City TV Clips. Make sure you follow the Sarcasm City TV Clips socials as well. At Sarcasm City TV Clips on Instagram, SCTV Clips on Twitter. So that's SCTV Clips on Twitter, Sarcasm City TV Clips on the Instagram, and you can find all the ManDem socials as well. Again, subscribe to Chic TV and just continue to support people, man. Let's continue to support, but we are going to close out back at 11 p.m. UK time. Premier League Podcast Yardman Edition. This has been the ManDem United Podcast live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Thank you very much for tuning in.